friends, I Shaba. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Friends, in the last video we had discussed about whether the Indian Constitution is enacted or evolved. On the conclusion we had know that the Indian Constitution is the enacted Constitution. Okay, so friends, in this video let me discuss about whether the Indian Constitution is unitary or federal. Friends, this is the last classification of Indian Constitution. Okay, in this the Indian Constitution, when we should talk about the Indian Constitution is unitary or federal. Okay, so friends, the main important classification of the Constitution is unitary and federal, and we will analyze in this video whether the Indian Constitution is unitary or federal, whether the Indian Constitution is neither both of these. Okay, whether the Indian Constitution follows both unitary constitution and also federal constitution. Okay, so friends, here we can also discuss about whether the Indian Constitution is something else. Okay, so let me start with the unitary constitution. Friends, what is the meaning of unitary constitution? For example, the constitution followed by United Kingdom, the constitution followed by South Africa are called the unitary constitution. For what? Why? The meaning of unitary constitution is what? Friend, let me take an example. Friend, suppose this resumes a country that is United Kingdom. Okay, at the center of United Kingdom there is London. On the basis of constitution, the center has the parliament. That means in the United Kingdom there is one center is London. At the center of this United Kingdom, the parliament has the center. Okay, parliament is the center according to the constitutional rule regulation. Okay, so friends, here I can say that all the powers of this country is concentrated into one single center, that is called parliament. That means parliament has the all powers to apply any type of laws. Okay, that means in the one center of United Kingdom there exists parliament, and parliament has the all type of powers. For example, the powers of legislature, the power of executives, the powers of administratives. That means all the powers are concentrated into one single center, that is called parliament. Here parliament has all the powers to rule over the whole country. All the parliament has all the powers to apply any type of laws. Friends, here question arises whether there are not any local government. Isn't here any local government? Isn't here any states? Friend, in this country so many states exist and local government also exist, and the powers of local government also exist, but the powers of local government are being delegated by the parliament. Okay, parliament delegates the power to the local government. That means in the United States of America the powers are not distributed among the center and local government. Okay, what do I mean by the delegation of powers? Friend, let me try to understand you. Friend, suppose you are the person now newly joined at the position of local government authority. Okay, then parliament will delegate give you the power to apply any laws all over your local state. Okay, in your state you can apply the laws if you wish, and also there is the another opportunity in unitary constitution that you can share this power to your friend for your clarity of work, to rule over the state very effectively. Okay, so friends, here I said that when you are on the position of local government, then the power has delegated to you by the parliament, and this power you can delegate to your friend, and your friend also can delegate someone else. But at any point of time, if parliament wishes, parliament will order you to give up the power. Okay, at this time you will be forced to snatch the power from your friend, because the parliament is snatching your power. Okay, that means the power that was shared to you, gave to you, that was not permanent. The power is not permanent. If any point of time, if parliament wishes, parliament can snatch the power from you. Okay, that means parliament can snatch the powers in any point of time from local government. Okay, that is what I called the delegation of power. Okay, so friends, here in the unitary constitution we observed that for number 1, in the number 1, local government exists. Okay, local government exists, and also the powers of local government also exist. Powers of local government exist, but this power has delegated by parliament. In any point of time, parliament can snatch the power from local government. Okay, so friend, let me discuss about now the federal constitution. For example, okay, for example, the constitution of United States of America. Here the constitution is called federal constitution. That means federal constitution that is followed by United States of America. But here I can't explain, here I can give you definition to define the federal constitution. To know whether one constitution is federal or not, we have to compare the constitution, the criteria of constitution with the criteria of constitution followed by United States of America. Okay, so friends, what are the basic criteria of the United States of American Constitution, for which the constitutional experts are completely agree with that the constitution followed by United States is called federal constitution. Okay, here if we are going to know whether the constitution is federal or not, we have to compare the constitutional criteria with the constitutional criteria of United States of America. That means here the constitution experts are completely agree with the constitution of United States of America, that is the federal. Okay, so friends, what are the basic criteria? What are the basic criteria of federal constitution for which we should call that is the federal in character? Okay, the constitution followed by United States has mainly three basic criteria. For criteria number one, United States of American Constitution has dual government. That means one at the center and another is local. Okay, these local government are according to the states. Okay, so friends, in the Constitution of United States there are two government, one at the center and another is at the local states. Okay, and on the criteria number 2, it talks about the distribution of powers. What do mean by the distribution of powers? Distribution of powers, here friend you can notice that I have written in the criteria number 1 the federal constitution or the constitution followed by United States of America has the dual government, one at center and another at local. Okay, so the power should be distributed among these two government. Okay, that means the central government has the power to apply the laws in any point of view, and also the local government has the power to apply the laws in any situation. Okay, in criteria number 3, it talks about the written constitution. That means federal constitution should be written. Okay, we had discussed about the written constitution and also unwritten constitution. In this classification we had classified the United States of America as the written constitution. Okay, that means the one criteria of the federal constitution should be written constitution. Okay, in the criteria number 4, it talks about whether the constitution is rigid and also supreme. Friends, what do mean by that the rigidity of constitution and supremacy of constitution? Friends, written constitution is supreme because the constitution is itself supreme in the written constitution. Okay, that means the all powers has the constitution. That means the parliament can the parliament has no power to pass any type of laws if it has not agreement to the constitution. That is called supremacy. Okay, and what is the meaning of rigidity of constitution? Friends, rigidity doesn't mean that the constitution cannot be amended by any point of time. It doesn't mean by mean that the rigidity is that the constitution can amended very difficultly. Friends, rigidity means rigidity is meant by that constitution can amended but in the presence of both the government central government and local government. To change the constitution, there should be the joint act of both the central government and local government as well. Okay, that is called rigidity. Okay, and criteria number 5, it talks about the independence of judiciary. Independence of judiciary means it means the judiciary should be independent in the federal constitution. Here, if the judiciary is independent, judiciary can interpret the written constitution. That means judiciary can be criticized whether the written constitution is benefit for country people or not. Okay, judiciary has the power to interpret whether the written constitution is in good way or bad way. Some friends, we can say that the written constitution is bad. Sometimes the laws written in constitution, if we pass that law, sometimes it is not fruitful for the country people. Okay, at that time judiciary will raise the voice against the power that have been passed by the constitution, written constitution. Okay, now I discussed all about the 5 criteria of United States of American Constitution, for which we are saying that the Constitution of United States is called Federal Constitution. So friends, let me now compare the Indian Constitution with Unitary Constitution and also with the Federal Constitution. Okay, in the which place we should be categorize the Indian Constitution. Okay, friends, we have know that Indian Constitution is written. Okay, Indian Constitution is written. We have no. Do we have dual government? Yes, we have the dual government, one at the center and another is at the local government. Okay, that is called at the central government. We are saying that a Supreme Court. Okay, the power is given to the Supreme Court, and at the local government we are saying that high courts are exist in the Indian Constitution. Okay, so India has dual government. Do we have the distribution of powers in the Indian Constitution? Friends, to discuss about distribution of powers in Indian Constitution, we have to discuss about mainly 3 important lists that is written in Schedule 7. In the Schedule 7, there are mainly 3 lists. One is union list, second is state list, and third is concurrent list. On the basis of this list, we can say that the powers are distributed or not. Okay, in the union list, it talks about the defense, external affairs, okay, etc., communication. In the state list, it talks about the land, agriculture, law and order, etc. In the concurrent list, it talks about the marriage, divorce or criminal procedure. Okay, so friends, in this list we can say that to apply on the union list, to apply the any law on union list, the central power has the power to apply the laws for the union list. That are the about defense, about external affairs, about communication. Okay. And in the state list, there has written about land, about agriculture, law and order, etc. Okay. That means in the state list, the power has given to the local government to apply any type of law, to apply any law for the state list. Okay. But in the concurrent list, the powers has both the central government as well as local government. Okay. That means in the union list, the central power has the power to make law. In state list, the state has power to apply the law. In the concurrent list, both the central and local government has the power to apply the law. Okay. That means Indian Constitution has the distribution of powers. Now come to the criteria number 4, that is rigid and supreme. Is the Indian Constitution is supreme? Yes. But is the Indian Constitution rigid? No. Why? Because rigidity means to change the constitution, to apply any type of laws, both the local government and central government has the joint act. Okay. But in the India, if we observe, more than 90% amendment of constitution has been done without the permission of state. Okay. Without the permission of local government. That's why Indian Constitution is not rigid. Now the criteria number 5, is the Indian is there in the Indian Constitution the judiciary has independence? Yes. Judiciary has given the power to interfere whether the parliament passes the law, if it is in the constitution or not. The judiciary has given the power. The powers has been given to the judiciary to check out whether the executives of this country are working according to the constitution or not. Okay. That means in the Indian Constitution, judiciary can interfere the written constitution, and judiciary has the power to interpret the written constitution in India. That means we saw that sometimes Indian Constitution matches with the constitution of United Kingdom. Sometimes Indian Constitution matches with the Union State of America on the basis of unitary and federal. Okay. That means we can say Indian Constitution is unitary. Sometimes we can say Indian Constitution is federal. Sometimes we can say Indian Constitution is not unitary. Sometimes we can say that the Indian Constitution is not completely federal. And sometimes we can say that the Indian Constitution is both unitary and also federal. At this time, what should be the category of Indian Constitution? Friends, here we completely analyzed that the Indian Constitution is both of this constitution. Indian Constitution is neither of these two. Constitution should be something else. Okay, in this situation, Constitution of India should be something else. that means Constitution of India is very unique in all the world. Constitution of India is very unique all over the world. Okay, that means it is the beautiful mix of this both type of constitution. Okay, that's why sometimes Indian constitution follows federal constitution. At that time we can say we can say that the Indian constitution is quasi federal. Okay, at that time we can say that the Indian constitution is quasi federal. Why? Many times Indian constitution follows the federal. Okay, that's why we can call the Indian constitution as quasi federal. I said that the Indian constitution is very unique. The mix of both is a unitary constitution and also the federal constitution. That means Indian constitution can be called as the amphibian constitution. Amphibian means sometimes unitary, sometimes federal, sometimes something else. Okay, that's why Indian constitution neither the both unitary and federal. The constitution sometimes the both of this category. That's why Indian constitution is very unique among the all over the world, and our Indian constitution has the mix of these all constitution. Okay, that is called very beautiful and very unique among the whole world. So friends, that we know that the Indian constitution is written, Indian constitution is enacted, Indian constitution is neither unitary nor federal. Indian constitution sometimes unitary, sometimes federal. That means Indian constitution is very special and very unique among the whole world. Okay, so friends, on the basis of classification of constitution in this section, it has been completed, and from next video I will discuss about the other things of Indian constitution. Okay, if you want to know more, if you have not watched the video about classification on the basis of written constitution, on the basis of federal constitution, I have given the link on the description. You can check out the part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 videos, and this is the part 5 videos. In this video, the classification of Indian constitution is completed. So friends, in this section, if you like the video, give a thumbs up and never forget to comment, subscribe and share the video. Friends, take care. Bye bye. Thank you.